That button. That button. That was the button I was looking for. Ooh, that page is a little louder. Let's lower that a little bit. I would have at most gone, oh, this is Portal. If we're being fully fair here. I didn't really play Portal, though. Let's put them next to each other. I don't know why I didn't keep my organization I fixed on the tier list the other day. Because it was like during the creation process I did it, not even like after the fact. Huh. Where... I know there's one more somewhere on here who needs to be put with them. There you are, but you're not the one you're the one I was looking for. Also, these images did not crop the way I thought they were going to. To be fair, I thought everything was prepped before the stream started. I was wrong, but I thought. Are they organized enough that I'm not going to be like, oh, why are they organized like this during the stream? Well, I probably should move these here first. Huh. Well. Is it this one? This one. That's the one we wanted. And move over to the game spot. Let's just copy, paste. That way, if anybody wants to do the tier list with me, they can. But yes, welcome everybody. Now that everything is actually prepped, because it didn't save me prepping it. Sag. Yeah. We're gonna rate characters I was obsessed with once upon a time, or still am in some degree. One second. I just need the browser source for OC Remix, so it's on screen. Oh, the wonderful Banjo-Kazooie. Like a childhood game. Absolutely. Oh, I should have put Kazooie or Banjo or both of them on here. Hindsight. Hindsight is 2020 and all that. We'll get to that. Oh, also chat isn't showing up on screen. Oh, I probably just need to be in this one. There we go. I just put on the wrong source. I think I need to get rid of this from that other source then. Okay. That's true. A V2 wouldn't be too hard. So we're gonna just go left to right. Oh wait, let's move you up here with the rest of the Nintendo games. Okay, once more over, just to double check. Oh, you should be up here as well. Bum bum bum. You should be down here. Oh, you should move over here. Okay. Oh, I guess I should... No, well, Pokemon is also Nintendo, so let's move you two this way as well. So... we're starting with Renamon from Digimon. And this is definitely one of the least obsessed over that I have on this list. I think they're neat, and I still every now and then will be like, oh, what's going on with the people who draw Renamon? Those are some boobs. Usually the outcome I get. I would say... Well, let's go over what our tiers are. We have dedicated Smash. That is the equivalent of you smash, but you lock that shit down. That is a relationship you don't want gone. Smashing, or smash, is just smashing. Like, it could be a one-night thing, and that's perfectly fine. Friend, they'd just be a cool friend. Nope means you don't want anything to deal with them. Renamon? Huh? Are they Smash or are they Friend? I'm gonna do Friend, possible Smash, as I'm changing this one. Because it's like the neutral of like, I'd consider that, be okay if they were a friend and maybe we'd Smash, but I wouldn't be like wanting that to happen kind of thing. Just because I realize that I don't feel like they deserve to be in Smash. Renamon's a little too vanilla for me. I could add more tiers, but that'd just get confusing. Angewoman. You know? I don't think I'd smash, even in like a friend way, with Angewoman. Like, there's not much interest in them. Okay, Batman. This one had to go on the list because I am, to this day, a Batman fan. Like, I adore Batman. Batman is still one of my favorite DC heroes, if not my favorite. Superman is kind of... Because of Absolute Superman, Batman is no longer, like, for sure my favorite DC hero. But it took Absolute Superman for me to have somebody who could compete for first. That said, I'm putting them in friend. Because I don't see myself like, I need to get down on that bone kind of thing. We're going to move both of the Pokemon into placeholder for now. Because they're both Pokemon. So, let's start with Arcanine. our fire doggo wolf thing. I cannot lie that there are certain fuck Vaporeon. Vaporeon is a poor choice. Most of the Eevees are a poor choice. Vaporeon went down, actually, because of that fucking copy pasta. Arcanine, because of certain anatomical things, smash. Lucario is friend zone, though. Like, not being friend zone, just like they belong in the zone that's dedicated to friends. Like, I'd consider smashing, but I would not, like... Yes, absolutely. Ness is a child, so they go into nope. Hey, I'm gonna blow your mind, Airport. Any Pokemon with E-O-N at the end of it is an Eevee Pokemon. Leafeon, Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon, Espeon, Umbreon, Glaceon. It's... There you go. Okay. Next up we have two Fire Emblem characters, both from Awakening. We're going to start with Tharia because... I don't know, the fact that Pokemon has been around since I was a child? The fact that everybody knows what the fuck Pokemon is? Unfortunately, I am not immune to propaganda. Tharia is 100% a yandere and a golf bitch. Our first dedicated smash. I have no shame about this. Next we have Pan, P-A-N-N-E, who turns into a giant fuck-off monster rabbit. So in other words, a woman who can easily dominate you. That's a dedicated smash. Also, cuddles. They turn into the giant rabbit form, cuddling time. Warm, comfy cuddles. Alright. So we have Vivian, Paper Mario. Vivian is a canonically trans character. Vivian is a pastel goth girly. Vivian is a dedicated smash. I feel like we're gonna move that to the end of the Nintendo properties, actually. So next up we have Samus Aran from Metroid. Yes, I chose the Zero Suit Samus option, because that one honestly is the one I obsessed over, even though Samus is cool in all forms. And, as cool as she is, she's at most friend. At most. Alright, it's time for one that I know people absolutely go feral for. Midna from Twilight Princess. Little gremlin. They bully you. I understand the obsession. I have been there. She at most gets into friend possible smash for me. Because it's like, I wouldn't be against it, but I wouldn't really desire it, you know? Because I'm not personally one of those people who could wear the shirt that's "Don't bully me, I'd come." That's not me. There has to be more than just bullying for me. Lighthearted making fun of? Different. Okay. Crystal Fox from Star Fox. I don't know if her last name's actually... or her canonical surname is Fox or not, really. Because I haven't touched the Star Fox stuff since Adventures. Which is a game that I don't think is as bad as everyone makes it out to be. Is it a great game? Doubtful. But I liked it. So... But yeah, dedicated Smash. When a character is so intrinsically ingrained in my fucking brain that they subconsciously influenced my decision for this design of my model, absolutely dedicated Smash. Alright, next up, we got an interesting pair here. We have Daisy from Mario, and then we have Bowsette, the very specific meme version of a character from Mario. Look, Daisy, she's cool, she's a tomboy. She's definitely the most sporty of the princesses. At most a friend. I would play sports with her. I'd play basketball with her. That'd be fun. She would kick my ass at tennis, so I don't think it'd be fun for either of us in tennis. But it could be fun. Yes, Bowsette, the ultimate example of canon versus fanon, where Bowsette does not exist in canon. And I don't care. She's goth. She will absolutely dominate you. I mean, they are in the same tier of I am not immune to propaganda as Tharja is. Or Tharia, sorry. So I'm going to put them right next to Tharia because of that. The only image that is based on fanon, we will get to the other examples later. Look, we cropped the very specific image from a very specific animation for Anka. This one is a smash. No doubts whatsoever. Just none. No doubts. It's Anka. We all know the animation I'm referring to. So, moving on, we have Callie Briggs from the show SWAT Cats. Yep, specifically that one. Callie Briggs from SWAT Cats. If you have not played or watched SWAT Cats, it was a really, really good show for some reason about cats and anthropomorphic animals in general having dogfights in a fucking, like, air combat dogfights, I should clarify for those who are not aware. Probably not, because I don't fucking play Animal Crossing. A very simple answer is I don't fuck with Animal Crossing. I see the designs occasionally, go, oh, that's cute. And that's about it. But Anka, they've got a really good design, but also obvious reasons. But Callie Briggs is the secretary to the mayor of the city in SWAT Cats. And she's also the one who talks to T-Bone and whatever the fuck the other guy's name was, who are the main two cats who fly specialized jets to deal with threats and all that. And she essentially runs the government because the mayor basically does nothing. She's a smash. She's a smash. She's not a dedicated smash because she's too busy. She's too busy. She's too dedicated to the job. There's nothing wrong with being dedicated to your job. But there is a point where I no longer want to interact with you because you're a little too obsessed with your job. But absolutely would want to smash, though. So, you know. Alright, next we have my favorite TMNT character, Casey Jones. I don't really want to smash him, I'm going to be honest, but I would be down to be his friend. You will notice he is the only TMNT character on this tier list. That is because I like the TMNT. I love Casey Jones in the TMNT comics. In the 2003 show, he was pretty cool. And September, I believe 10th, we're getting a Casey Jones solo comic. So, I mean, that tells you how excited I am. I know that it exists and is going to be a thing. Alright. Next up, we have Giovanna from Guilty Gear Strive in particular, because she is my main. I fight with only her. I have not branched out. I have no desire to branch out, because she is a buff woman who essentially has a stand from JoJo's and has hips that could crush my head. Dedicated smash. Dedicated smash. Also, what an interesting threesome that would be, Giovanna and her stand wolf thing. Just saying. Alright, next we have Gritty himself, the hockey team mascot of fucking New Jersey. Look. This is the list of characters I've obsessed over. And that's an important thing to remember. This is not a list of characters that I have been horny for. This is a list of characters I've obsessed over. I fucking love Gritty. Gritty is great. There's a reason that I bring up Gritty so freaking much during tabletop sessions where we're not being serious. I fucking love Gritty. He's a menace to society. I want to be his friend. And if that means I have to suck his cock, I will. Also, hockey is fun. If you don't watch hockey, you're missing out on some fun. Okay, next we have characters from My Hero Academia. We have Mirako and we have Froppy. Now it's time to put some ground rules in place. Absolutely time to put some ground rules in place. Most of these characters that we come across in the future will have caveats to their ranking. Because if we're going by middle of MHA, Froppy is a teenager and like a young teenager, which would put them in nope automatically. We're assuming this is during the time skip that happens at the very end of MHA, where you kind of get a wrap-up in where everybody is now. Because Froppy is a dedicated Smash. She's cute. Among other things. Also, what that tongue do? If you haven't seen Froppy's tongue, she can use it like a grappling hook. What that tongue do? Mirko is a buff rabbit woman. I would lick the sweat off her abs in a heartbeat. I would do it daily after every workout if she wanted it. I would be the stay-at-home wife, and anytime she came home, if she wanted to do something, game, stream, whatever's going on, yeah, that's no longer the focus. Dedicated Smash. In fact, Mirko might be on the dedicated Smash at the highest tier by the end of the stream. Because I like my scary goth bitches. Buff women who could crush my head with their thighs, and I would gladly let them. Top tier. Top tier. Now we're going to move down to the end for reasons. Alright. We have Gaz from Invader Zim. First of all, in the show, they are in elementary school. They're also a mean bitch. I was obsessed with them as a kid. They're still going into Nope. Alright. We've got her. Gwen from Total Drama Island. A show that I remember watching as a kid. And I remember Gwen being my favorite character. Purely because she was a goth bitch. Because I have a type. You know what? We do need another row. I hate to say it, but we do absolutely need a new row. This is not friend, but Smash. So this is for characters who I don't really want to be friends with, but I want to smash. Because that's Gwen. Because I kind of remember being very uncomfortable in the show. To be fair, if I had any option from Total Drama Island, I would want to be none of their friends. Because they are psychotic. Alright. Now we've got the hell of a boss characters. With Sally Mae, canonical trans woman, and Luna, a tall hellhound who is incredibly mean to people. Sally Mae's in Smash. I would suck on that girl cock. No problems, no questions asked. And Luna is in Smash, not dedicated Smash, because while I think they would eventually become a really nice, like, partner, I don't want to have to deal with, like, years of being abused or verbally assaulted. And admittedly, Luna only makes it up to Smash. Shit, wait. No, they'd be not friend but Smash, because I don't think I'd want to spend a lot of time around them. If I'm being fully honest. I love Luna. Her design is amazing. I have probably the most Luna merch of any character I have merch of in general. So, it's gotta be Luna. I love Luna, but I don't think I'd want to be her friend even. Depending. Because, I mean, it seems like she doesn't really treat her friends kindly. Alright. SCP-1471, aka Malo. It's a scary creature that starts showing up in images and essentially stalks you and drives you insane. Although I'm pretty sure that they found out that you don't necessarily get driven insane all the time. It's kind of a person-by-person thing. As a monster fucker, I don't think I'd be driven insane. I think we would become pretty good friends after we figured out a way to communicate and we separate ground rules. Because I feel like Malo just wants a friend, and if you're willing to be friendly and make friends, and just as long as everyone can set healthy boundaries, good times. Also, she's a scary werewolf-like creature with a skull head. Absolutely smashing that. Absolutely smashing that. It's nature of being otherworldly. Essentially, you download an app, you can never delete the app. Every time you do, it reappears on your phone. And progressively over time, they'll start appearing in images, they'll start sending images, text, etc. Until, like, the images are, like, of the room you are currently in, but at the current moment you look at your phone, and then you just have Malo there. Okay. Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy gave us Mandy, a character I really liked. I do not want to be their friend, I do not want to smash, and I never think I would. I think this character's name was Mandy McDonald. Maybe. They were in the show called Arthur, which was a kid's show. They are a punk rabbit girl. That's all I remember. I'd say friend possible smash. Like, that's where I'm putting them. They're in the possible smash. You know what? Since we've already added a new tier, let's add another one and fix up our thing a little bit. Let's make this one red, I guess. No, orange? White. Grayish, I guess. Friend. No smash. Let's move Batman down. Let's move Casey down. I would still consider smashing Gritty. So let's leave Gritty in possible smash. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, we have the Tick from The Tick. He's a big dumb man, but he's incredibly emotionally intelligent. This is a friend. This is a himbo you want as a friend. Because he will protect you. He, as with every single himbo, friend to the lesbians. Everybody knows you cannot defeat the duo of himbo and, or you can't defeat the duo of lesbian and her emotional support himbo. We stand the Tick. We stand the Tick, sorry. Okay, next we have Neferopito from Hunter x Hunter. She is a psychotic murderer who kind of gets better, but ends up dying because, well, revenge is a huge part of the arc they are in. So, like, the flat-out beginning, before she has a little bit of character creation development, not a friend, but would smash. However, near the end where she's starting to show improvement as a person, and you see how they could become a good person, or at least a neutral person, that era I'd be okay with friend with possible smash. Let's change this from possible smash to and smash. Friend and smash. There we go. No, it works as possible better. I thought that would make sense, but it doesn't actually. Alright. We have Okami from the hit game Okami. A game that I have started on stream and then got bored of because the opening 8 or so, 12 or so hours is really fucking boring. It's a good game. It's a good story. Amazing art style. Okami is a wolf. But they're also a god with reality warping powers. So I think I'm just gonna say friend. I'm not feeling the smash energy off of them. You know? Like, I'm down, but I'm not that down. You get it? Like, I'd be down to have Okami, a literal god wolf, be my friend. Because that just means I get to pet a dog. No desire in the smash category because they don't feel like a character who smashes, you know? If it felt like they were smashing a lot and they had like... they weren't a silent protagonist and had more character, maybe they'd bump up. Or maybe they'd bump down. But, who knows? Next up we have Omen from MonsterCon, the 4th Monster Prom game. Look. If I were to make this into an edited video, first of all, I would have turned off the OC Remix playlist playing, because copyright issues. But second of all, I would splice in a clip, not the other word I almost said that ends with a T, of seeing their true ending art during stream where my brain fully short-circuited. Dedicated smash. Not only is she a goth bitch who would absolutely crush my head with her thighs if she wanted to, she is ripped as fuck as well. And has, like, smash. Dedicated smash. On par with Mirako on the, like, no, I get this. I want this, actually, as a relationship. Mirako's still higher, though, because Omen does have a lot of evil tendencies, because they are an formerly evil individual. But, I mean, look. I am so far from being immune to propaganda when it's goth bitches. Speaking of goth bitches, it's Raven from Teen Titans. A show that I was watching when I was a teenager. Not Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans. As such, canonically, they would be an adult right now as well. I don't think they're a dedicated smash, though. They are a smash, though. She's a goth bitch. Of course I would smash. Now, I had my goth obsession and then later realizing I was goth thing triggered not by Raven Teen Titans. But I know that it wasn't, that if it hadn't happened earlier, it would have happened with Raven Teen Titans. And don't worry, we'll get to the Goth Awakening for me on this tier list. Okay, it's Roxanne Wolf is our next one. I really wish I would have realized how they did the cropping when I put in the images. I would have found better images for all of these, but oh well, too late. If we do a version 2 in like X amount of time, then sure, I'll update it and make the images better. However, Roxanne Wolf. There is a rule I have, is if your franchise has a character that I become obsessed with me barely touching the franchise, your pretty good game, I think your game series deserves to exist just because of that one character, because it affected me. I'm glad this exists. I don't care if I never play a game in the franchise, even though we do have to play the first FNAF game on stream at some point. Roxanne Wolf is a smash. I have a body pillow of her. Of course she's a smash. How can she not be a smash? I would want to be her friend, and I would want to smash. It would definitely be a lot of pampering on my end, because she does have that ego where she is the best. I don't care. She is a wolf mommy who could easily become a goth wolf mommy. I mean, obviously, yes. All right, so this next one is, this is Sabella Dracula from Scooby-Doo and Ghoul School, or Scooby-Doo Ghoul School, whatever it's called. I loved this movie as a kid. I have not watched it since I was a kid. I fear if I do, I'm going to think the movie's not that good. This character very clearly is modeled off of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. If you don't know who Elvira is, look her up. You're welcome for the new material for, alone time. Also check out her movies, they're really fun. But I've never obsessed over Elvira. Sabella Dracula, I watched that show when I was a kid. As in before I was a teenager, or at best I was a preteen. Now, in canon timeline, if we don't age them up, they are a child. They are at most a preteen, which would put them in Nope. Now, if we age them up to adults, they become a friend who I would be down to smash. But again, only if they become an adult. Because obvious reasons. Absolutely obvious reasons. Okay. This next one is Soma Cruz from Castlevania Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow. He's Basshone pretty boy with white hair. I don't think he's a smash, but I would be his friend. He's also the reincarnation of Dracula, so, you know. I mean, so we're gonna actually skip the next one for now, just because we can have two goat characters in the same discussion if I do. Next, we have Stalking from Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, who is an angel who is also a goth bitch obsessed with snacks. I mean, I think she's a little too mean to get into friend tier, but an absolute smash at least. Okay, next up we have two goat-like characters. We have Roxanne from Sucker for Love, Date to Die For, the superior of the Date for Die For of the Sucker for Love games, and Sybil from Pseudo-Rugelia. Both are good games. Both should be checked out. Both feature predominantly a goat mommy style character. One of those games has an option to wear pants or not. Roxanne is also a goddess of lust and would drive me insane. But that insanity is absolutely worth smashing. Sybil? I have not played enough of Pseudo-Regalia to know their character too well. Off of what I understand, they're kind of a defrosting Ice Queen style character, so they're very cold and seemingly mean, but actually are like really soft and gentle underneath. I think. I could be wrong. Do not come for me, Pseudo-Regalia fans. She's a smash also, because apparently I have a thing for goat mommies. That is not the quote I said, you fucking degenerate. I don't remember this character's name. I just remember her as one member of the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Curse. She is a human woman who is in a band where their gimmick is that they're vampires and they play goth rock essentially. If you've not heard the song, oh god, what is the song called? I think the song is just called Hex Girls. You should check it out. It's a fucking banger. But also, speaking of earlier with Teen Titans Raven, this was my goth awakening. She dresses as a vampire, wears a lot of black and red. I mean, she's also a guitarist, and we all know that in bands, the two members of the band who are the most fuckable in stereotyping is the guitarist and the singer. She is both of those. Smash. Not a dedicated smash. Okay, it's Torque. It's Torque from Chimera Squad. Everybody who knows me should know that she was going to be on here. She is a Viper in the XCOM franchise. She is mean. She will beat the shit out of you. And for some reason, that's enough to get her into dedicated smash. I don't know why, because usually I don't like the people who are mean to you and will beat you up. Torque does something to me, and it's not for vor reasons, because I don't get vor. Alright. Our next two are from Undertale, a game I have not played. I just don't understand vor. Like, I don't understand what's appealing about it. And people in the chat, or watching the VOD, or people who see this and want to send me a message explaining it, don't. I'm not yucking your yum. Please don't try and explain your yum. So, and these two characters, Toriel and Undertale, or Undyne, I would say are on two different sides of the spectrum, where one is mother, and the other one is more dominatrix mommy style. The difference is, if they're a dom, they're a soft dom, and absolutely will dominate you and will not accept anything else. Both of them are smashes. Both of them. Absolutely both of them. Now we're getting into the ones that will probably surprise nobody were in this tier list. Maybe Shadow the Hedgehog will surprise people. But we've got Shadow, we've got Sally Acorn, we've got Vanilla Rabbit, Bunny, I forget her full name, and Rogue the Bat, or Rouge the Bat. Shadow, friend not smash. Just a friend not smash. Sally Acorn, friend possible smash. Vanilla Rabbit, smash. Bunny, smash. Rogue or Rouge the Bat, smash, 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 smash. Okay, now for the ones that now for the one that I didn't expect to be such a huge portion of this tier list. Various My Little Pony characters, including Discord, Luna, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Twilight Sparkle, Octavia, Sunset Shimmer, Final Scratch or DJ Pony, the Great and Powerful Trixie, and Queen Chrysalis. I'm gonna move Discord to near the end as I am with Luna because that way, in Sunset Shimmer like this, that way the last ones we cover are their villains. And I'm gonna organize them in the way they appear in the show. If they appear in the show. Because one of these characters is exclusive to a movie. Now, these characters are on this list because of fan fictions I read. When I was first having unfiltered internet access because I had a laptop in a library. So, these characters all have caveats of, I'm going off of the fan fictions that made me become obsessed with them. And in all of them, they were treated as adults. So, some of them were anthro versions instead of pony versions. So, that is the caveat we absolutely have to have in mind. Rainbow Dash would be a great friend. Would not want to smash. Rarity would be an amazing friend. And I would smash. Pinkie Pie, amazing friend. Maybe? No, I'm gonna leave it in friend with no smash. Twilight Sparkle, an egghead intellectual dork. Friend with possibility of smashing, but I don't think they'd be interested in smashing. Okay, we'll put Octavia and Vinyl Scratch together because my obsession with them is purely like I was interested in the characters because of their designs. And that led me to the fan fiction, My Roommate is a Vampire. which is amazing fan fiction that I think people should read even if they don't like My Little Pony. Some of the stuff might go over your head, but it's a really well-written story. As such, I am putting both of them in Smash. Because in that fanfiction, Final Scratch is also a vampire. And I, unfortunately, am an easy sell on a vampire biting and doing other things to me. Because, unfortunately, I am that level of bisexual. Okay, we have Luna, who was Nightmare Moon in the very first episodes. First 2 episodes, and then they get converted back into normal human, or normal, safe, live, not evil. Not corrupted evil anymore. Dedicated Smash, because she looks like she'd be a goth bitch, and she is. But unlike some of our favorites, she would be a gentle goth bitch. Goth bitch mommy, who occasionally has no inside voice. So, you know, there is that. I would get a little annoyed with that, but that's beside the point. The great and powerful Trixie. Once you kind of get her past her ego, she's actually really cool. So, friend with possibility of smashing. And with a 3-minute ad break about to begin, we will leave Queen Chrysalis, Discord, and Sunset Shimmer for after the ad break. So, yeah, we shall return after this ads. That button. Huh. Well, we got about a minute in ads. And I had a realization while I was in the bathroom. There is a real possibility I have been at least somebody's Goth Awakening IRL. Very real possibility. Somebody has seen me doing normal daily things or working my job and went, oh, there is a real possibility. There's been at least one person in real life who has seen me and gone, I don't know what the vibe is, but I like it. That is a realization I have had. Well, outside of face, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to know what I look like. Because I do have those not safe for work photo shoots I need to do. Both of which I need to get, like, outfits for still. And I kind of want to update my bedroom so I have a better place to take the photos. Because I want to get a new desk and turn my current desk into, like, the craft desk I will eventually use. Because I want a desk that will have about the same desk space, but it's also going to be taking up less space in the room, so I can get a slightly bigger bed, which will make it look better for taking photos, because I have my thing that I can take photos with, yada yada. Anyway, now that the ads are over, let's talk about these characters. We have Queen Chrysalis, who is the queen of the changelings, and they try and essentially take over everything through infiltration, where the queen takes on the form of Princess Candace to get married to Shining Armor. And look, she is evil. She would kill you. Unfortunately, she is also that right level of goth dominatrix vibe that I would gladly become their servant. Especially if it became explicit. I'm a switch, but that does mean that I have bottom energy at times, and would absolutely. Alright, Discord, God of Chaos, who eventually gets reformed. They are in friends here, because I think that'd be a fun friend I would not want to smash. Sunset Shimmer. They are the main villain of the Equestria Girls movie, where they go into a portal and end up in a human world where they're all humans and in high school, and they have to do a bunch of things to prevent invasion that probably wouldn't have worked in the first place, but that's beside the point. This is not because of that movie, though, that they ended up on their list. They ended up on this list specifically for one fan fiction, which I am pulling open in a different tab that you won't see because it is not safe for work. But, so if people want to look it up, they can. The Two Between. Again, The Two Between. Which is a really good, horny fanfiction involving somebody on this that I am clicking on, realizing that they really are into BDSM and how it progresses into some really good, well-written BDSM stuff. As such, they are in a smash because they are absolutely a bottom. So let's just get that off there so we don't have the placeholder. And with that, we have the full tier list where a very small portion ended up in the non-Smash categories. And Mirako is absolutely still the top tier Smash. Absolutely top tier Smash. Because buff muscle mommy. That's all you need. Apparently, that's all you need to make my brain turn into mush, is what we have learned today. That is what we have learned today. And I will download the image just so we have it. Oh. Alright. Starting power wash. Will jump in collab VC if anyone wants to join. Okay, I have done that. Oh, Power Wash Simulator. I don't know what to tell you, Airport. But now it's time for essentially just chatting as I play the ultimate just head empty game. Excuse me. Oh my god. Because this game is relaxing. And I also know that the sequel is supposed to come out this year. And I would like to get through all of the maps before the sequel comes out. All of the mainline maps. I can do the DLC maps that are free later if I want to, but I want to at least see the mainline map finish. Hello, Jazz. Welcome. You have come in just at the end of the characters I'm obsessed with tier list. I have no idea how many maps there are. I know that I've got a ways to go before I'm even caught up to where I was. Because we haven't even seen the Ferris wheel yet. Or the carousel. I don't know. But I definitely want to play the sequel. And I would like to be through the majority of the first game. If not fully done with the story of the first game. The story is very... It's there, but it's not, like, necessary, you know? This is a game where it's like, hey, the story's there if you want to engage with it. But if you just want to do the relaxing cleaning part, go ahead. You do you, babe. Pop off, queen. Or no, what is it? The one I always say. Oh yeah, go off, monarch. The one I use whenever I'm not sure what people's gender identity is. Because it's... Monarch is gender neutral. Pretty sure that friend of the channel, Edgy Gamer Gal, aka Egg, has started using that one for that exact reason. I mean, how the heck do you make a slope out of concrete? That's a dumb question. The answer's simple. It's called a mold. It's literally just called a mold. Like when you make a sidewalk, you literally have to put a mold in when you're making this. The park ranger's stupid, guys and gals. The park ranger is incredibly stupid. Or warden, or whatever the fuck it is. It makes me I don't know why. My brain is going, there was, recently there was a thing about Snoop Dogg in the media for people who do not know. Snoop Dogg has kind of gone down the right-wing grifter path, so, you know, one of those people who's like, no, Trump's good, no, all the things he's saying are smart, that kind of vibe. He threw a fit on Twitter, and it made his way to Blue Sky, about how he went to see the Buzz Lightyear movie with his grandkids. And one of the kids asked, after there was like a lesbian kiss scene. I haven't seen Buzz Lightyear, so I'm going off of vagueness here. And the kid asked, well, how do they have a kid, Papa Snoop? First of all, the fact that they call him Papa Snoop, wild. And he got upset because he didn't know how to explain that. When the answer is adoption, or, I mean, some people just don't want kids. Like, there's so many answers you could have gone with, instead of being like, I don't know how to explain this, I feel triggered. Like, here's the thing. As I've said during every single Power Wash stream, people who unironically use the term triggered are the people who get triggered. Yeah, exactly. Like, you could have been like, maybe they just don't want kids. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Because the answer is adoption or they don't want kids. Either way, that is perfectly fine. Wow, look at how hard that was to answer. That was my initial response on how I would have answered that question. If, like, I got asked that question for some reason by my niece, I'd just be like, maybe they don't want kids, or they could adopt. And either way, that's fine. But, like, it's not hard to answer that question. Also, like, hey, Snoop Dogg, notice how you're black and, you had to go through a lot of, people not being okay with you, and for a lot of reasons, and they were incredibly derogatory with you without really understanding your story or that of the community you're from. Have you considered that you should have empathy for the trans community who is going through a very similar thing? You know, like, I don't know what it is, but there's a certain point where you hit a certain success richness threshold where you lose touch with reality. And I don't know what it is, but it always pisses me off. Like, the best example of losing touch with reality, Ellen DeGeneres. A person who was on a show where on the show it became canon that their character was lesbian, like the actor is IRL. And they had to suffer through a lot after that. And then they became kind of a scumbag. And it's just like, why? Why is it all these dumb people become so awful once they have all this money? Like, the only person I can think of who hasn't done that is Tom Hanks. Like, even Jack Black has done that recently. Back when there was, during a concert with Tenacious D, they said that the shooter shouldn't have missed when there was the assassination chant. And it wasn't him that said it, it was Kyle Gass. And he severed his working relationship with Kyle Gass because of the backlash. And it's like, dude. Are you kidding me? There are so many other people who were thinking the same thing. And like, you threw under your longest running collaborator and best friend just so that you would be less likely to lose voice acting jobs. Like, come on, Jack Black, you were cool. What the fuck, man? You were one of the people that we trusted. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm definitely on Kyle Gass's side in that whole debacle that happened. Because, like, freedom of speech is a thing for a reason. And if freedom of speech only applies when you are going after people who are not right-wing fascists, I'm not calling you Republicans anymore. You have literally been complacent in all the things that have been happening lately, which is a fascist takeover of the government. You are a fascist party. You are not the party that cares about people, or you don't care about women. You do not care about protecting women because you actively have blocked the movement to have the Jeffrey Epstein files released to the public. And we all know it's because 27, I believe it is, time-convicted sex offender Donald Trump is on the list. Why are we defending a president who is a pedophile? At least according to these files that we don't have evidence of what's in them, but can pretty safely answer that question. You know, like, why are we hiding the files? You know, and it's because, oh, well, we gotta protect the president. Why do we have to protect the president? We literally have a rule built into the Constitution. Well, is it in the Constitution? We have a, like, legal precedent to impeach presidents. A way to get dangerous presidents out of the White House. Like, if you're really the party that cares about women, protecting women and children, I'm pretty sure pedophiles target women and children pretty heavily. So you'd think making it easier to strawman convicted pedophiles and women abusers would be a really good political tactic. So why not go after an easy target? I guarantee you something that would make a lot of people willing to vote for you is I would be a part of the people trying to impeach the current president. Just gonna tell you that. If somebody has a decent politics and would want to do that, I mean, I would be down to vote for you. And I'm gonna say it. Hey, Gavin Newsom, the guy in California, who's the Democratic government and blah, 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 all that stuff. Hey, he should not become the 2028 presidential candidate for 2028. Because, he's kind of courting the the far right-wing people, specifically with the take on trans people, where he has claimed, with no evidence, the same talking points that a lot of people do with trans people, saying you shouldn't be able to start transitioning until 25 years old because of medical, psychological reasons. All of those theories have been proven wrong. There's been no proven correlation that you can start transitioning too soon. Because nobody has decided to try and transition, and nobody will transition their kid. That is a myth, by the way. The kid is usually the one who wants to transition and has to convince the parents. It is never the parents going, oh, well, we think you should transition. It's never that. That's a fucking made-up story. There's been no proof of it. Like, here's the thing. Puberty blockers are fine for kids who are like, I don't know what I want to be. You should be okay with letting kids get on puberty blockers. So they can decide, because once you go through... Because here's the actual truth. Trans people who are able to go through it before puberty have an easier time adjusting and they have less medical complications, because here's the thing. Most HRT, when done with a doctor overseeing it, is safe. Because they do extensive blood work to make sure that they are not fucking up the proportions. Because if you have too much of one of testosterone or estrogen, regardless if you're trans or not, it will really fuck up your body. So if you say are AMAB and happen to also have high T, guess what? They will put you on testosterone blockers because you are healthier if your levels are not out of balance. Like, come the fuck on. It's not hard to get there. But yeah, hey, can we instead go after, start pushing for J.B. Patzker, I think it is? I don't know how to pronounce the last name. The Illinois governor. Or Tim Walz for our next president. For the Democratic Party. Because, both of them are very much LGBTQ friendly people. Tim Walz has a transgender daughter. And the governor in fucking Illinois has, they are the first state that has a fucking LGBTQIA helpline. That's not like a suicide prevention helpline, it's just a helpline. You know, maybe we can start pushing one of those two instead. Also, both of them very routinely are willing to say, fuck this administration, fuck these people, and just be actively combative. Never. I never want to be a president. Period. I don't even think I'm old enough to be president at this point in time anyway. I would never want to be president, though. No. Because that means that I'm the one who has to make all of the decisions on if we need to go to war and all of these things. And having to deal with, the public scrutiny. Oh, God. And also, I'm a trans woman. They would not want me as president. We haven't even had a woman president yet. We should have. I still stand by my opinion that the election was stolen. I genuinely think that it happened that way because I can't see how Donnie Child Rapist got into the fucking office after instigating an insurrection because he lost the 2020 election. I don't care if I'd do a better job at it. I don't want that kind of responsibility and stress. Ever. Like, I don't even want to be a team leader at my job. Because that's so much responsibility I just don't want. And I've been there for like 8 years, which frankly is probably too long to be at the same job. There's one thing I know about concrete, it's that it likes to be flat as possible. That's not even true. That's not even true, you dumbass. Concrete doesn't like to be as flat as possible. That's the reason you see people who lay concrete have those wooden boards that they scrape over the top to make it flat. It's because concrete doesn't want to be flat, actually. The park warden is so fucking stupid. The park warden is why I got on this rant. I can already tell, because he is coded as right-wing stupid. Hell, I don't even know. The only reason I'd want a company is it would be for the podcast and like creating things with like those people who are my friends. Cause, you know, love my friends and I like the podcasts. And I would like the chance to do things that aren't just the podcast and streaming. Like I would like to publish that TTRPG that's kind of sitting perpetually in the I'll work on it at some point file or state. Admittedly, one of the things I would do if I were able to drop to part-time instead of full-time at my job would be working on that. Making that something, you know. Because it is something I want to get done and make. I mean, Hex Club going forward is going to be a lot easier because Caffeinet has agreed to edit all of the like VODs we do into our episodes. So, like, we have someone on the team who is tackling the editing and gets it done really quickly. So I'll actually be able to start uploading stuff to like other than YouTube channel. And I still need to commission like arts, but unfortunately the artist I want to use, Lily, is currently kind of AFK because of surgery, and I have no idea what's going on because they haven't posted or talked about it, and that all of their stuff is on a wait list. And then the one that Caffeinet recommended, they are like so much more money than what Lily would charge. And they don't actually have a specific thing on their VGen for thumbnail art, which is what I would want. And also, like, you know, it's at least double, if not triple, the cost of what it would be if it were Lily, who is like my favorite artist to use for anything I need art for. But also, like, that's the other thing. I can't afford to use Caffeinet's friend. Because something that would have at most hit like 200 would be starting at 200. And 200's already kind of pushing my ability to afford. especially considering the podcast makes a grand total of $0 at the moment. And I mean, I like streaming, I want to do streaming and all that, but, you know, I'm limited on time because I have to work a full-time job to pay rent, eat food, all of those things. That's why I want to start getting more secondary income through streaming and such. Because I'd like more time to do streaming and other such stuff. Like, you know. But, you know, the people who have come to my community aren't able to do big spending, and I mean, that's fine. It's just, there's the part of you that's like, I really wish I was making at least a consistent small amount of money off of this instead of an inconsistent small amount. Just because you want to be able to do more things. Like, if I were making monthly payouts, for example, I could buy a $50 game. Or I could buy, like, new games that are, like, full price, which is unfortunately $70 now. Oh, hey, you can see the park we cleaned earlier over there. Yeah, wages really do need to be going up. Like, the fact that poor and middle-class fucking right-wing nut jobs still are like, no, we can't do that. We can't raise the minimum price. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You would benefit from minimum wage being raised. Like, are you so stupid that you follow them blindly without going, wait, what's better for me as a person? You're like, oh, but then other people would get more. Well, it's like always the argument of like, well, prices will go up if wages go up. It's like, prices are already going up. At least let me have more money so I can buy more things. Or so I can afford the things that are getting more expensive. Like, here's the thing. If me becoming president means I get 3 laws that are just going to eventually become full laws, they can't be things. Like, these are just like, I am guaranteed 3, and I get to choose the 3. I would do it. I'd put up with the 4 years of misery to make sure that minimum wage rose to meet inflation. There would be better protections for trans people and the LGBT community as a whole. Whatever that kind of law that would need to be. And insider trading would be illegal for anyone who is in a federal position. Like, if it was a singular law. Like, the thing that just needs to happen that would genuinely improve a lot of things for everybody is if corporations couldn't just funnel as much money as they want into things. Bribery, all that needs to be gone. Yeah, insider trading. Well, here's the thing. Insider trading is illegal, but not for politicians. For some reason. Or, like, the repercussions are not strong enough for politicians. Because Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading. But here's the thing. What we really need to do is just get corporations' monies out of politics. I'd be fine with them still having insider trading if it meant we got Jeff Bezos spending his fucking bullshit money out of fucking Congress and the Senate. Because you know what? When corporations get involved, they are pushing for laws and the like that, you know, benefit them and their bottom line. Such as, I don't know, climate change. You know, we would have a lot better climate change control and all that if we didn't have corporations spending money to undermine all efforts to get measures passed to deal with that issue. You know? That'd be an easy fix alone. It's just, That's what I fucking hate about being like, I am one voice in a sea of people. And you have to kind of be like, that's fine, you still can do something to impact things. And you just have to learn how you can impact things and be okay with the small amount you do, with the understanding that that small amount is just as important as the people who can do bigger things. Because it's the fucking Genesis song, 10,000 Fists. 10,000 fists in the air is a lot of people and will lead to change because it is. Now, obviously, you need more than 10,000 fists nowadays, but it was just like, that's what the lyrics worked as. Like, that's the thing. It is very easy to give in to nihilism and be like, nothing's gonna change, it's always gonna be shit. You cannot have that mentality, because then you become okay with things staying shit. Because you're like, well, that's how it's supposed to be. No. Things being shit is not how it's supposed to be. You need to believe change and people can be good. Change can be a thing and people need to be good. Because you need to hold the people who are doing not good things accountable. Instead of being like, well, that's expected in the position. You have to be like, no, this is not okay. I mean, look at what happened in fucking England back during the Dark Ages. Look at all the things they did to limit the power of kings because they were needlessly doing taxation on the peasants and the lower case. Or lower class. And guess what? People fought back and changed things for the better. Like, you need to remember, bad things can be stopped. And just because it feels hopeless does not mean that it can't happen. And giving into that hopelessness is how things stay bad. Because that's what people in power want. They want to crush your hope that something good can happen, that things can get better. So, again, don't just go, well, bad things are happening, I can't change it. Go, what can I do that will change it? And it could be as simple as donating, like, $5 to a non-profit. Like, the Trevor Project, for example, is a great non-profit you can support. The ACLEU. Or, is that right? ACLEU? I think that's right. Like, there's all kinds of places, like, if you're scared to do protests, if you're scared to be, like, vocal about things, if you have, like, $5 that you're like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, just donate to a cause that will know how to make things better, who can push back against all the illegal things that happen, to put out lawsuits that require, like, you know, just supporting these non-profit organizations that are trying to, you know, like, do that. And hey, you can't donate money? Hey, social media is a thing. Blue Sky, great site. I use it. You can just share things that you think. Or you can sign petitions, or there's like all kinds of things you can actually do to improve, you know, everything, life in general. And they're small, like, hey, if you're in a state that's predominantly red, call your representatives when there's, like, laws that are definitely dangerous and should not be enacted. I'm looking at you, Kid Online Safety Act, aka the Welcome to 1982 or whatever the fuck the book is. Like, they're claiming it's for kids, protecting kids. It's not. All it's going to do is make it so that you have no anonymity online. Like, online corporations and databases would have photographs and all these legal documents that then somebody just gets in and hacks, and hey, all of your very important data stuff is suddenly in the hands of hackers. That's not safe. How is that protecting children? It's like all the laws there are to try and limit how much people can use or how much kids can use their phones in, like, schools and such. It's like, guys, it's fine. Let them have their phones. Let them use their phones. Phones are not just a tool of brain rot, they're a tool for learning. Oh, I don't understand this concept that I'm studying for class. Let me just Google search it and find, like, an article on, like, the basics. Like, here, let me read Wikipedia and learn the basics, and then look at the sources that were used for Wikipedia and read them to learn more about a topic. Like, we shouldn't be making people not allowed to use their phones. We should be teaching people how to use their phones to learn. Like, you're not going to get rid of phones. They're too useful. They're too important to how we live as life. What you should be doing is instead being like, well, how do we teach people to use these for learning and for all these, like, for good reasons? Instead of just like, how can we get rid of phone use? It's like, no, don't get rid of phone use. Teach how to use phones better. Like, that's all you have to do, is just teach people how to use phones in a more useful way. Like, I'm not on my phone all the time because I grew up not having a phone until I was in fucking college. Even though, like, the generation I was growing up was, like, the first generation where phones were, like, everybody had one. I didn't grow up during the point where everyone had smartphones. So, like, I was the only generation I know of that grew up with cell phones, but not smartphones everywhere. But because of course, repressive Mormon cult bullshit, I don't care if you're Mormon and you're like, it's not a cult, I swear. It's like, no, I don't care if you don't think it's a cult. I think it's a cult. And I'm welcome to have my own opinion. Mormonism is the reason I thought it was bad to be horny. And I was sexually repressed for a long time. And you know, I feel like I think there's a study. I need to look it up and see if there actually is. But I'm pretty sure that people who are sexually repressed are more likely to become nymphomaniacs, aka people who are addicted to sex. Because, you know, maybe I need to look into the study and see if it's real or not. But if that's the truth, which it might be, I think it is, but again, need to research it, confirm it. But if that's the case, then, you know, repressing someone is bad. And also, hey, if you're a nymphomaniac, hey, I'm sorry, it sucks. I can imagine. I'm just horny all the time. I don't need to have sex all the time. I can only imagine how, like, debilitating that actually is. Like, we shouldn't be... Like, also, hey, if you're in a state where they teach abstinence instead of safe sex, that's... look at your state's pregnancy rate, especially in teenagers, and then compare it to states that teach safe sex. Just do that for me. Just do that. And if you might notice that there is less teen pregnancy in states that teach safe sex instead of abstinence. Because, hey, if you teach a teen... Look, teenagers are gonna fuck. I don't know what to tell you. Teenagers have all these hormones going out of control. They're developing their, like, into adults who have sensations of sexuality and all that. Like, teach safe sex so that they can, you know, explore that in a safe way instead of, this person got knocked up and now their life is kind of in this whole state now. Also, hey, there's nothing wrong with abortion. The only time an abortion is done at the point where a fetus could theoretically be considered a human is incredibly rare and only done under the most desperate of times from doctors, because it's to save the life of the pregnant individual. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with abortions. You cannot be you can think I will never have an abortion and that's fine. You should not be dictating if other people can have an abortion or not. It is... who would have thought? The queer person believes in body autonomy and believing that you should have the right to choose. Who would have thunk that the trans woman thinks that? Who would have thunk that the sex-positive individual would think that, hey, it's okay to have sex. Just be smart. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed the bitch who was emotionally manipulated and abused in a relationship would have liked to have a better understanding of all of this stuff so that they didn't fall into the trap? Because they would have known, hey, wait, this isn't right, actually, or normal. You know. Because, hey, if somebody believes abstinence is the way you're supposed to go, and they end up having sex with somebody, it's very easy to be like, well, it's fine as long as you never leave me, because then it's like we're married and we're having sex then instead. So, again, just, you don't realize how much just like a better sex education system would do. Oh, also, hey, if you happen to be in a high school and they start teaching you or your kids, because now, hey, if you're watching this and you're in high school and not 18, don't fucking tell me, get the fuck out, but I can't stop you because you're someone I don't know. But hey, if they start using PragerU in your classrooms, that's right-wing propaganda. That is not studied. It has no research done into it. And a lot of evidence in it is falsified to try and change you. There has been a push for it because they have been saying that PBS should not be in high schools. Because remember, the right-wing fascist cult wants you stupid and a part of their cult. PragerU is essentially cult propaganda. I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it's basically that. And hey, if you're in a state that says you can opt out of, say, well, I don't want my kid to learn about evolution, or I don't want my kid to do sex ed. If you're in that kind of system as a parent and you're like, God damn it, I wish they would do that. Hey, you can start being like, I don't want my kid watching anything PragerU. If that comes on, they have to leave the classroom. You can do that now. And if there's pushback, you're like, okay, well, legally I have a right. Why are you not stopping the parents who say, I don't want my kids learning about sex ed or LGBT people? You know. Like, they have stupid laws in place. Learn how you can use them for your advantage. Because the moment they realize that it's going to lead to more people using it to their advantage, the more likely it is to go away, because they're like, fine. Like that, again, knowing your rights is incredibly powerful. Like, I still occasionally get like news stuff from Utah because I spent so long there when I had internet access. And let me tell you, just because it's a red state doesn't mean that the Democrats, blue people, whatever you want to call them, aren't fighting back. There was a ban of LGBT, like, pride flags in classrooms, but not the Nazi or Confederate flags, but, you know, whatever. That's totally not sending an obvious message. And some people went ahead and got some flags that are like required or like represent things in government and changed them so that they were symbols on the pride flags. Because of that, they are allowed to now fly those flags, despite a law saying that they shouldn't have been able to. That's the thing. There's always a loophole that can be found in bad faith legislation. There's always a loophole you can find to use it for the greater good. Or like I saw news that I saw news that fucking the district mapping got fucking told by a Supreme Court, hey, this map does not fly. It is unjustly silencing Democratic voters. And now they have to redraw the map, and they have to hit the standards that are set by a very specific committee. And the moment I realized, oh yeah, Utah's fucked when it comes down to like politicians, is I saw another article. God, I hate that I see so much Utah shit still. Where the fucking, not a Democrat, a Republican, maybe a governor, I don't know their specific role, was complaining about, saying that this is unjustly silencing GOP voices. And it's like, bitch, shut up. Shut up. You are one of those people who was pushing for a district map that was silencing the Democratic voices. Like, grow the fuck up. That's another thing. We need to have it. I'm gonna be honest. We probably don't need electoral voters anymore. We could just go off the electoral college. Like, we don't need representatives for the vote. It's all automated. I mean, we can now know who the popular vote goes to and be like, well, that's the president now, or that's the senator, that's the governor. Like, we can do that. It wouldn't be hard. We need to stop having the tech we currently have for voting, because it has been compromised, in my opinion. I don't have proof. This is just my opinion. That it's been compromised by a neo-Nazi fascist man who looks like a muskrat. Which is very insulting to muskrats, because, you know what? They're fine. Anyway, ad break time. So I shall return after I go pee. I mean, a great example of why we can prove that, like, good politicians can exist. Look at what's going on with New York. With Madami? Is that how it's said? I don't know. I've never actually thought about how his name is said, but the mayoral candidate race stuff going on, and how he's like got such this powerful groundswell of people supporting him. It's because he's actively like, you know, hey, New York is cool. We can have a better New York. I think we should have laws that limit the rent amounts and such. Like, you know, things that make it easier to live in New York. And, he's a very popular candidate. And he's actively, very effectively going against Cuomo, who is one of the worst mayors that New York has ever had, off of what I understand. Again, I'm not New Yorker, so I don't know too well, but, you know. It's almost like people who run on campaigns of helping everybody have an easier time living and saying fuck you to corporations. It's almost like those candidates actually are very popular with voters for some reason. Huh. Maybe, just maybe, more people should be trying that technique. Say, does that washer of yours work on hedges? I don't fucking think it would. I don't imagine a power washer would fucking work on hedges. But yeah, like, that's the thing to remember. There's a lot of bad that seems to be going on, but there's also a lot of good. Like, hey, you know, whatever the fuck alligator Alcatraz is actually called, that has to be decommissioned. It had 60 days when I saw an article to be torn down for being inhumane. And it's like, It's also the thing that I've seen of people fucking pointing out, hey, it would be cheaper to house all the homeless than to incarcerate them. And it's like, it's almost like the options that are better for people are also actually better for the government when you think about it. And, you know, there's going to be a point where, like, I genuinely believe this, there's going to be a point where corporations lose their ability to affect law as much as they do. There's going to be a point where they lose it. And that's going to be a nice day, because it's going to lead to a lot more beneficial things being passed. Like, I genuinely think that's going to be the domino that sets everything off to being better. And that's kind of the thing you've got to remember. It only takes one small little domino to change things for the better and the worst. Well, they're not going to get much worse, but they can get a hell of a lot better. And that's why you just got to remind yourself, hey, things can and will get better. Like, look back on, like, look at yourself 5 years ago. Would you say that your life is better or worse than 5 years ago? Most people find their life is better after 5 years. Maybe they're happier. Maybe they, like, feel more in control of their life. Especially, like, hey, if you're in your 20s and you fear your 30s, hey, as a bitch in their 30s, it's nice. I mean, I don't like that I'm not nearly as unpained, because, you know, you do get body pain as you age. Admittedly, I do work a job that just fucks me up, so if I didn't do that, I'd probably be fine. But, I mean, hey, I was homeless like 5 years ago, so, you know, things get better. Trust me. It's not like your life is going to be awful forever. It just needs some time to get better. And, hey. Also, don't be afraid to question if you're happy or not in your current situation. Look in on it, decide for yourself, and hey, if you're happy with it, cool. Good for you. If you're not, ask yourself why. And then ask yourself what you can do to make things better for yourself. Oh my god, there's a fucking Stussy. It's that fucking ass that everybody in my high school would draw. A Stussy. See, this giant S. Like this very specific S. A Stussy. I mean, that's what it's called. Like, it's just called a Stussy. Yeah. I don't know why it's called that. I just know it's called that. Ah, it's so satisfying to just see everything get clean. See, here's the current conundrum I'm kind of having to deal with. Is, do I buy a new vacuum? Do I try and fix my current vacuum? Or do I buy a new desk so that I have more room in my bedroom? Because these are all things I really need to get done before I can start doing a lot of the more difficult things I want to do. Like the whole Pepe Sylvia style videos I want to make. I really need to get that desk so I can move this in my current desk into the living room and set up like the corkboard and all of that. But at the same time, I really need a vacuum that's not shit. Although I am going to try cleaning out the vacuum by taking it apart and hopefully not breaking it. So maybe I can salvage the vacuum without having to just spend an ungodly amount of money on a new vacuum. Vacuums are expensive. Like, a decent one that I would probably buy if I have to buy a new one, it's gonna cost like $100. And you know, $100. $100 is a lot. The new desk I want to get is like $130, so you know, I'd have to wait on getting the desk. But I want to get the new desk because I want to have more room in my bedroom. And I want the other desk in the living room. Because my current desk would be perfect for the craft stuff because it's an L-shaped desk. On one side you put the fucking sewing machine. That I need to get one of still, but hey. I have a throne. If you, by chance, want to buy the sewing machine on there for me, you can go right ahead and do that. Anyway. So I want to get that in the living room so I can start doing all the craft stuff. I still desperately want to get a second PC for a 2 PC setup. Unfortunately, that one's very far down the line unless somebody donates like 2K to my Ko-fi, which, unlikely. Incredibly unlikely. So I'm just kind of SOL for a while. But because the other advantage of getting the new desk is I'd be able to get a better bed in my bedroom, like a slightly larger bed, because I'm currently sleeping on a twin. And it would just be easier if I had a better bed. Because, hey, it's easier to make a photo set of sorts involving a bed if the bed is at least a full-size bed. And considering that I know a good portion of the active community wants to see more lewd stuff, that'd make it a lot easier for me to start doing more lewd stuff. Because right now, the only time I really do lewd things is if I have, like, punishments that require it. So, you know. If you're one of those people who's easily swayed by horniness and has money to burn, I mean, just saying. I also wouldn't be against the idea of opening up recording comms where you could be like, hey, I want XYZ thing said, and it could be horny. I wouldn't be against doing those. Like, do you want X amount of time of me degrading you? Well, congratulations, pay me money. Like, I would not be against doing that stuff. I just would never tell anybody I'm related to that I do that stuff. To be fair, the only people I really talk to that I'm related to is my dad, so it's not like I have a lot of people I have to avoid telling things to. But I absolutely would not tell him if I started doing stuff like that. I would just be like, oh, I do art commissions. I would actively lie about what I did. Because I don't want to have to deal with that. Like, explaining that to my dad? That's insane. That's a nightmare. Bowl? Oh, I didn't do the skate bowl? Huh. To be fair, I have a lot of the... I still have like 10 walls to clean. Holy shit. Really? I'm guessing this is more than like 4 walls is why. Look, I think it would be based on amount of time for recording, so probably not cheap. Probably not cheap. If somebody really felt that strongly that they wanted to spend money to get me to read the fucking B-movie script, they would be able to, but Pretty sure most people wouldn't want to spend a good chunk of money on just a shit post. I know, if you were to commission anything, it would be quite a bit of degradation pet play shit. Humiliation, that's probably in there. I know a very specific word or two that you would definitely want. That I'd probably be like, yeah, that stuff's gonna cost extra. I feel like that's a very specific rule where it's like, hey, there's some words I won't say, and there's some words I'll only say if you pay X amount of money extra. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to say certain things you never think to say in a way that doesn't sound awkward. You know, like when somebody first starts learning how to swear and they say something like, shit yeah, which is weird. God, there's still so many walls that need to be cleaned. Holy shit. Pum pum pum. I have no experience with this game this music is from, by the way. I never played it. It came out before my time, and Paper Mario was my shit. Paper Mario. Just Paper Mario, not Thousand Year Door, is a game that I obsessed over as a kid. I liked Thousand Year Door, but Paper Mario for the 64 was like, for some reason that one hit just better for me. I can't tell you why. I can just tell you that for some reason I preferred Paper Mario over Thousand Year Door. I missed this wall. Really, game? Oh, well, that's why I have so many walls that aren't cleaned yet. Okay, fine. That didn't get me up where I wanted to go. Let's try this ladder. God, fuck, Christ, damn it, mother, God. Now the question is, what fucking wall did I not fully wash yet? That said, though.
You're right. There are two sexes. The one I have with your dad, and the one I have with your mother.
There are familiar musical motifs that are used in this song. that I recognize, because this is fucking Yoshi's Story soundtrack sounding ass. Which is a game I played a shit ton of. I don't know which wall I'm missing. That's the rail I'm missing, though. I kind of want to save the bowl for last, so that's why I haven't been doing it. Just because I think it'll be satisfying. Because I didn't even think to clean it until I saw it as my little checklist thing, so... Oh, well, I'll get to that in a moment. After I find the stupid wall, I'll get to that sultry Frey redeem. Does that cause it to glow? Wall. What fucking wall am I missing? This one. Oh my god, finally. Okay, let's get the bowl. I'll take a drink of water before anything. Go away. Go away, soccer ball. Go away. Out. Bad. Bad girl. Bad girl. I said get out. Okay, fine. Fuck you. Bum bum. Bum, 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 bum. Cleaning, 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 cleaning. Stupid soccer ball. there we go. Great job, Dirt Finder. Scrubbed up kinda neat, didn't it? Beats me how you do it all with that just a jet of angry water. Not the folks seem grateful. All I'm getting so far is gas from the baggy pants brigade. Complain that it don't look sick no more. Which was surely the point? That is a valid point. Ugh. Well, there's almost 30 minutes till the next ad break. So I'll just use that in place of a timer. We are two humble confectionaries, brother and sister, living on our own deep in the woods of the national park. There's absolutely nothing strange about that. We are also the creators of the finest gingerbread ever to grace the county. But to stay on top, we need constant reinvention. And our dream forest home has become Grubby Grotto, affecting our ability to dream up a wonderful new recipes. Can you come and restore our cottage and with it our creative flow? Danke? Danke. 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 So it's German. The German. The Hansel and Gretel, I think, is the joke. Okay, first of all, I think we need to reach level... Oh yeah, we've got a while till we can get that. What washer am I using? I'm using the Prime Vista 3000. Good to know. Prime Vista. Vista 3000. Ornate Donut Pink. Industrial Red. I'm gonna grab this one. I know there's an achievement for changing your... We're gonna get the festive outfit. It's free for one. Yes. Let's just go with the cheap option then. Let's go. Well, now it's time to clean this house. I know it's natural for people to be suspicious, but we really are who we say we are. We're not at all actually secret criminals or serial killers. Oh, that's preposterous. Why would you suggest such a thing? Oh, I don't know why I decided to do that way, but it is what I decided, so it is what I did. This kind of makes me think of a Banjo-Kazooie song. It's not, but it has that vibe. Which God, when I have a willingness to spend $50 to get that, whatever the fuck it's called that Nintendo does that has all of the emulators for 64, oh, you can bet there's going to be multiple streams of me just playing through Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Because nostalgia is pretty strong. Airports, you know the only way to suggest games that actually get done. First of all, I don't want to play that game. Second of all, I highly doubt there is a way to stream that game. The hardware is far too outdated at this point. HDMI was not a thing even back during the GameCube. I don't even know if the Wii U had HDMI, if I were being honest. I barely touched the Wii U for... Well, I just couldn't afford to get one. I probably would have bought one if I could. For being fully honest here. Because I do really like Nintendo consoles. I think Nintendo as a company is kind of shit, but Nintendo as game devs, really good. Cursed question, but do we think Banjo and Kazooie, you know? Well then, I was not expecting lyrics to Castlevania music. This kinda sounds like a Proto Men song. Which, if you haven't heard the Proto Men, you're missing out on Act 1 and Act 2. Two really good albums. Also a good cover album. And... Oh, you can knock the axe off. They also did a live concert where they covered a lot of Queen music. Really well, in fact. Highly recommend checking out A Night at the Opera. One of the best live albums I've ever heard. And I'm not usually a fan of live albums because they don't really... They're not consistent enough for me. The quality is a little hit and miss as it is. It is very satisfying to watch this fence get clean. Just seeing the gray instead of the black. A question that seems to get a lot of people, I have learned, is in A Christmas Carol, How many ghosts visit Ebenezer Scrooge? You'd be surprised the amount of people who get this question wrong. It is 4. Many people forget about the spirit that shows up to warn Scrooge about... I don't think his name is Scrooge. It might have been. About the 3 spirits that will visit him. You know? I'm really digging this song. I'm just gonna get it in the list of things I can use later by bookmarking it. Because that is the best way to go about it. Yes, but many people who watch that movie do not realize that it is 4, not 3, for some fucking reason. I missed one of the stone walls, apparently. Well then. Stone wall. This one. There we go. I know you do, airport. I know. Just cleaning all of these timber frames. Because work on the small things to get the short-term dopamine. Because they're quick. They also give a little bit of cash in-game. So, you know. While also getting a little bit of work done on the stone walling at the same time. I'm vibing with this music though. It's not my usual fare of electronic sounding stuff, but oh, it's so satisfying to watch it just get clean. Sometimes the best part about having a dirty girl is seeing her become a clean one. pum. Bum, bum, bum. This music is just very nostalgic feeling, which I mean is kind of the point. It is video game music. Clean the steps now. Let's go ahead and clean up this door. I see that the metal is going to be a little bit of an issue. Yes, we moved here just a week after that bank robbery, but people move house all the time. Lady, I didn't ask. Sometimes it is best just to not bring it up. Okay, door's clean. Door frame is clean. Cleaning up this wall as well is the plan. I don't think they have caviar. I don't have any desire to try caviar, if we're being honest here. Well, the music just got so much more somber. I have heard of Lunia and the Fortress of Doom, but I've never played it. I have heard good things, but I believe it was a Super Nintendo, if not a Nintendo game, which is before I got into gaming, as I am, again, a 64 was the first system I ever played, with Mario Kart 64. That absolute masterpiece of a video game. Just... It is, again, very calming to just clean up a house in a video game. It's a lot more work IRL. Okay, phone, why? Okay, fine, phone. Thanks for not giving me a warning that my phone bill was coming up soon. Instead, just like, oh yeah, we charged you money. It's like, okay, well, you could have warned me it was coming up. Window is clean, but yep, never mind, the window frame is also clean. Ah. I was wondering why the window wasn't clean. Or the wall wasn't. Okay. We have moved back to the more pressure option. It appears that we're gonna have to bring the ladder over to this wall. Which I will get to later. So we're already gonna have to use the ladder a pretty decent amount to deal with all of the whatever the fuck this stuff is called. And more clean. Cleaning. Well then. It sounds like you should maybe consider that it's not impossible to kind of just overpower a dog. I mean, the bigger the dog is, the harder it becomes, but as long as you're in decent shape, that shouldn't really be an issue if it were to, say, get through the fence. Oh, it's so satisfying. Cleaning the window. And now we're cleaning the wall. Well, we're going to need to bring a ladder over here as well. As is usually the case. You might say I bear a slight resemblance to Floozy McGee, but she was much younger than I am now, and such a happy soul. Sure, lady. Again, I never asked. There is no reason for you to be providing all this information. You know. I'm not paid to understand why I'm cleaning it. I'm paid to clean. This is a character we are talking to who sounds like they might be dumb enough to think that a cop has to tell you they're a cop if they're undercover, if you ask them. Not a thing. A cop does not have to tell you they're a cop, even if you ask them. And a cop can commit illegal acts with some stipulations. Like, if you're trying to catch somebody for a murder, you can do crimes that are less than a murder. To ingratiate yourselves to people because of the misconception that a cop can't commit a crime while undercover. That's also true. Just remember, if a cop commits a crime against you, you can sue them. Just like anybody else. It just so happens that if they were on duty as a cop when they did it, well, I'm pretty sure that means that the charge is a little more impactful than if you were just assaulted by a cop who was out of duty. I don't know the exact details, but I mean, I also stand by when a cop gets fired, they should not be able to get their job back. The fact that cops have one of the better unions out there is infuriating. Cops feel like one of those things don't deserve a union when they, or the union shouldn't be as protective of all cops. They should also be... You get these rights, but only if you're doing your job properly. Certain things we will not help you on. That's how it should be, but... Oh well. Man, it's just really playing Castlevania today. Now, I love me my Castlevania, though. So that is not a complaint. And the 30 minutes are up, so, now I'm not gonna have to focus on the voice. I don't have problems doing the voice, it's just that I lose focus easy. Oh, there we go. Window is clean. Alright. Well, I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and then we will continue on. Fuck. Well, that's a rent that's lost to the ether. Hansel looks nothing like Rocky McGee. Hansel has a huge beard, long unruly hair, and defeated eyes. Calling them. Rocky was young, clean-shaven, handsome, with such spirit. Not pleading your case well, lady. I think after this building is cleaned, I'll end stream. And I might play more of this tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. I've been really wanting to do more streams that aren't just playing a game. Because, you know, I like playing games, but, you know, I'd like to do something new, different. But, like, I have to do model building streams or whatever I end up doing, which is probably working on a fursuit head for myself, but until I have the stuff to do that, I can't really do that, but it would be different. You know, I'd like to do some more interesting things. There's nothing wrong with playing a lot of games. It's just, you know, it's kind of, even if it's new games, they're going to be fun games. You're just kind of like, this feels old. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything, like, interesting, really. Like, am I going to play Silksong when it comes out? Maybe not right when it comes out, but I will play it. Am I going to play Bloodlines 2 when it comes out? I'm waiting on reviews for that one. That one's kind of in hot water with a lot of people right now because it has day one DLC. To access 2 additional clans for character creation and playing the game. Which makes people, myself included, think that, oh, so these were supposed to be in the base game, but you were made to remove them from the base game so that they could be charged separately. Because the DLC is like $20-something for 2 clans on day one. If that were like a, hey, we're working on this and it will be ready in like a few months, then I could believe it. I'd be like, okay. Also, you better be adding more than just the fucking clans for over $20. $10 for a character creator option for each is not a good value. Like, there better be a lot more than just that. So, yeah, I'm waiting on Bloodlines 2 until I see that it's good. And luckily, I'm not like, I want to play one of the clans that are in the DLC. That, again, day one DLC. There's a reason people hate it. And it's because you have the content already for the game, and you are making me pay extra for content on a full price game. Like, if the content was like a supporter pack and it was like $5, people wouldn't care. They'd be like, okay, well, this is like, hey, this game was not that, isn't going to make a lot of profit unless like we do this, but we're not going to require it. They're skins, they're nothing more. We would appreciate it. Like, that's how you do it. Yeah, it's like, considering how much bad faith or bad press the game has been getting because it keeps getting delayed, you would think that you would try and ingratiate yourself to the fucking community. Like, something I would genuinely do in that situation. Because, by the way, they're not like a small company who's going to go bankrupt if they don't sell DLC. I would take the hit and charge less than it's worth, or make it free to improve the like will with the community, and then just like later on add more. Like, if the game ends up being good and at some point they add the Gangrel clan, I'll go back. I would buy that. I'm a Gangrel girly. Like, genuinely, if I'm gonna play Vampire the Masquerade, I'm gonna gravitate towards the Gangrel clan. Because it's like, oh no, I'm missing out on the Toreador, which is a clan I would consider playing, because Toreador is like in my top 3 clans of Vampire the Masquerade. But the other one is the Lasombra. I know jack shit about the Lasombra. So, I mean, it would be nice if I had the option to play them just to learn about the clan. But, I mean, I've got the Bruja in the base game, and that's probably what I'm gonna play. Because, you know, they're the closest to what I actually would play in the tabletop. Because they don't have Gangrel, they're the closest to the Gangrel. Because again, I'm a Gangrel girly. I love me my feral vampires who can shapeshift and make friends with animals. Like, I want a chance to play a Vampire the Masquerade game, though. Realizing it, I've not really played one. But I 100% want to be a Gangrel. Because I like the Gangrel clan. And I like vampires. But unfortunately, I can't really find a group that isn't, like, super sketchy anywhere to play. And you know, if I'm going to be joining a group, they need to not be sketch, and they need to be, you know, not going to be a group that's like, okay, dude, okay, sir, okay, him, okay, he, you know. As many people are kind of assholes about people who are like, hey, my pronouns are this. Which, again, one of those things I'm like, guys, it's so easy to just use the pronouns somebody asks you to use. Like, you are such thin-skinned individuals that you can't stand somebody saying, hey, I'd prefer if you call me she, her instead. Or Z-zer if you're non-binary and you like neo-pronouns. Like, there's nothing, like, it's like, just be like, okay, I will do my best. And then, like, if they call you out because you fucked up, just be, I'm sorry, and improve. Rocky would never run away from the law and hide out in a dark cottage for years, claiming to be a baker, unless he was completely desperate. Again, lady, stop telling me. You're just making your case worse for somebody who did not ask. Are you surprised? I mean, I stand by that, like, right-wing cultists are the biggest snowflake needing safe space people out there. They say, oh, you gotta need a fucking safe space, blah, 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 fucking liberal cucks need safe spaces. And then they complain about how people just having fun and existing in places like DC is scary and they don't feel safe. It's like, bitch, you complain about us being woke or needing safe spaces, and you actively go, I need a safe space because I don't feel safe around minorities. Fucking God. Do you want to know where I feel the least safe? The least safe I feel is in a room with a bunch of white people. And I'm a white person. The least safe I feel is when I'm in a group of white people. Especially if they're straight white people. Yeah, nobody gave a shit about pronouns until trans people are like, hey, please call me this instead. And also, here's the thing. Most people who aren't, like, fallen in fully on the fucking right-wing fascism bullshit, they actively think they're like, the most they care is like, okay, like, genuinely, people who aren't fully, like, right-wing nut job fucking cultists, their response 9 out of 10 times is, oh, okay. Genuinely. Most normal people just go, oh, okay, and move on, and are, like, fine with it, and they're like, they genuinely don't make a big deal about it. It's the people who make a big deal about it who are the problem. Because the loudest voice is not always the truest voice. It is Final Fantasy V. Let's go. Yeah, and it's like, there are people who are like, growing up had like queer kids and like they would go to prom or something. It's like, I don't know how to tie a tie, Dad. And they would just be like, oh, no problem, I can do that. And then years later, they got fucking corrupted by all the fucking hate speech out there and suddenly don't have compassion for like their own kid who is just not heteronormative. Like, you know, like, I had to untrain racism in me because growing up, wow, we're blaming the Mexicans for everything, aren't we? Now, admittedly, I did not get, like, super bad ever because I had a lot of non-white friends. Despite growing up in a cult in Utah. It's like, it's not a cult. Mormonism's not a cult. Yes, it is. I will say that every single time. I'm like, Mormonism's a cult. I do not care. Do not debate me on this. I grew up in it. I'm aware. It's very patriarchal, too. And it's weird. Like, I'm sorry. The concept of invisible underwear is so weird. Like, what the fuck is that? I grew up in the cult and I still don't know what the fuck it is. I just remember it being something that was said to us and I was like, I don't fucking get this. Now, obviously, I didn't think fuck at the time because I was a child, but nowadays I say fuck so much. Well, hey, here's the thing, it's a video game. Also, if you watch the trailer for the second game, there seems to be a lot more tools for getting around to clean places like this that look like actual safety gear, so... Like, I don't understand Mormon underwear. Like, I just know that's invisible underwear. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? You're not wearing underwear, though. It's the same fucking people who are like, well, it's a sin to have sex before marriage, but it's okay if I just insert myself into a woman's vagina and sit there. That's perfectly okay. Or when I was still in Utah, there was an outbreak of armpit crabs at like the BYU, which is like the big fucking Mormon college. Armpit crabs. Which means they were doing armpit sex. What? Like, that is something that I would say is like a very specific kink, not, oh, well, this is what we do because it's technically not sex. It's just like, guys, it's okay. Just have sex at that point. Just have sex at that point. Like, just have sex. Like, I stand by the stupidest thing is like, well, you do the soaking thing where you insert into the vagina and just sit there, and then have somebody jump on the bed because you're not thrusting, so it doesn't count, is so fucking stupid. Just have sex at that point. If you're gonna go that far to technically not have sex, just have sex. It's so much easier. Just grab a condom, put the condom on, and then fuck. It's not that hard. If you don't know how to put a condom on, grab a fucking banana and take a few attempts to get a condom on a banana. And then you know how to put a condom on. It's not that hard. You leave the reservoir tip so that it's loose, so that it can collect the semen, and you're good. Like, God. Like, if you're like, oh, well, I'm not breaking the law, but you're breaking the spirit of the law, you're still breaking the law. If you're not technically breaking the law, you're still trying to break the law in a way that you're not going to get in trouble. Like, what the fuck do you think? I don't... Shut up. Makes me so mad. Because it's like, are you guys seriously this, like, stupid? Like, the fact that the average age for people getting married in Utah is, like, at most 20? There's a problem. Like, the average age. Like, if somebody gets married at that young, that's fine. Like, that's not something I'm gonna be, like, upset about somebody doing. But when it's, like, the statistic is the average... And it's like... It's like you think that... It's also like the logic of, oh, well, God won't be mad if I'm not technically having sex. Bitch! The whole point is that God wants you to be better. He doesn't want you to follow the rules to the law. He wants you to be better and not do the thing in general. If you're loopholing it, he's still not gonna give a shit. You're still doing the thing you're not supposed to do. Like, your logic is stupid. Like, just have sex. It's fine. Like, every supposed Christian MAGA person, they're not going to get into heaven. They're not actually following the teachings of God. Or Christ, or whatever the fuck they say. Like, seriously. Like, just because you're technically following the rules doesn't mean that you're doing it right. It's so infuriating. Because it's like, come on. If it wouldn't hold up in a court of law, then, like, it's not better. Like, if you were like, I didn't rape that person, I only inserted into them, I didn't thrust, that's still rape. Like, shut the fuck up. It makes me so mad about how stupid they are. Because intelligence is not hard to have. Critical thinking is something that needs to be taught more explicitly in high school. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the age of consent in Japan is actually... Shut up! Shut the fuck up. That's the age of consent as far as I care. Shut the fuck up. Like... I am not beyond just saying shut the fuck up to a stupid motherfucker. Like, also, again, just, hey, it's okay to have sex. Just have sex. It's fine. Also, sex is not like this super serious thing. It can be silly. You can tell jokes while having sex. It's fine. Trust me, it's more fun if you're having fun. Make it a weird game if you want to. Like, come on. You can have fun. Sex should be fun, not like, I am only doing this because of procreation. No, like, no, just, it's having fun. Also, men, moan more. Nothing is hotter than a man who will moan. Also, don't feel like you have to be... Also, weirdest fucking thing you can do is make no sound when you're having sex. Like, feeling like it's wrong to make sound, because that's just unnerving. Like, if you're trying not to make sound while having sex, that's weird. Just make noise. Trust me. Trust me. Women prefer men who moan. And women who moan. Like, you know, like, people like it when the other person moans because they're like, yeah, I'm doing it right. Oh yeah, they're having a great time. Like, fucking genuinely. People like it when the other person is moaning because they're like, oh, I'm doing it right. It gets rid of that self-anxious nervousness. like, genuinely one of the more fun things is when you're having sex in a kind of risky place where you don't want to get caught, so you have the one person just like so you have both of you trying to suppress the moans. Top tier. Okay, what am I missing? You. Oh wow, that was easy. Front dormer frames. What does that mean? Oh, it's probably this giant thing of black sludge and shit. I don't know. I know it has a lot of DLC. It has a pretty decent amount of free DLC also. Windows. Oh, well, I see one of the things I need to clean. Let's get up there. Oh, hey, I got one of the windows on accident. Let's go. Oh, well, this stream ended up being actually like the usual 4-hour stream, because I'm only barely starting to find the last of the cleaning. What window did I not clean properly? Is it this one? Is it that one? Is it that one? Oh, it's that one. Okay, timber pillars. Okay, so it's one of these. Okay, where's the other one? This one. Ah. There we go. Watching it get clean is always so satisfying. Oh, that makes sense, this Rayman soundtrack. Thank you so much for making the cottage look wonderful. Feels like a stain on our character has finally been removed. We can get back to our true passion. Also, into my mind has already left the recipe to a magnificent new custard strudel. Yep. I'll do this one between because I've streamed cleaning this building before. But I'll do this, like, for myself before I do more of this. Anyway. Let's leave that Discord call. Let's do that. Oh, Caffeinette's live. Yeah. Oh god, am I gonna misspell her name again? Nope, I got it right. Let's go. I'm a professional. I never spell things badly. It's always just right. I am perfect in every way, and many people want to fuck me. Anyway, so we're raiding Caffeinette Guarana. They are just chatting at the moment. I think they're going to be playing a game. I'm not sure. So, goodbye.